Hi, Laura. So today I am looking at some options for assigning Eureka work through Google Classroom. We have reported the issue that when you assign the PDFs through Great Minds, you can't see the student's work, or if you assign it through Google Classroom, it is no longer an editable PDF. So after some research, I think this is the option that balances the amount of work for the teacher versus the amount of work for the student. Your first step is to go to Embarc. And then choose your grade level. Let's say I'm third grade today. And we're going to go into Module 1. And let's work from Lesson 4 today. So all of kindergarten through 5th grade has Google Slides along with each of their lessons. So what you want to do is just click on that. And then it takes you to a slideshow made by Washington State. You'll notice that there is a lot of teacher-facing material here. So what we want to do is we're going to make a copy of this in our own drive. Okay. So make a copy. We're going to keep the speaker notes because that helps you. And then what we want to do is start to get rid of some of the teacher material. Okay, so we don't need this first slide, or you can do it from the View Grid Master. You can see I would probably get rid of these first few. I like to have students understanding what's going to happen, keeping our learning target, and then the sprint, we keep that. I think if you want to, you can keep these group counting for you as reminders, or you could take those out and just run them as the teacher. And then these are 2 things you'll be teaching. So what you want to do is you want to go through here and decide what you want students to be able to do. So then once we've done that, we're going to rename this in a way that makes sense for students. So we would just put, I would put Module 1, and we can get rid of this tag on the end. Okay. So now that I've deleted all the things that I don't necessarily want students to get, then I go to my Google Classroom and I assign this work to them. So to assign it, we go to Classwork, Create Assignment, and this is Grade 3, Lesson 3. Oh, Module 1, Lesson 3. Please type your answers in as we work together, then individually. Something to that effect. And I'm going to add from my Google Drive. And hopefully I'm in the right drive. There it is. Maybe not. Let's see. So I have 2 accounts on my computer. So give me 1 moment and I will get it in the right account. So I just quickly shared it with myself. So when I go to, I'm going to open it as my work account. Sorry about that. And now it will show up when I go to assign it. I'm going to close this out. There it is. So I insert that. And then students will each get their own copy. So we assign that. How you grade is up to you. If it's just classwork, I would put it ungraded. Make sure you put it in whatever topic you want it to do so it's organized in your Google Classroom, and assign. So what will students be able to do? So they'll be able to go here, and when they look at this sprint, it is a picture. So if they want to write on it, they need to add in the text box. Okay. Or this is something you could do ahead of time for them. So you have a couple options there. And that's true all the way throughout it, that if it's not already a text box, you may need to add one for them or teach them to do that. So that is option one. I think it is the best balance between teacher work versus student work. So next I will show you how you could do this through Great Minds. So I start by going to Clever, and then once I'm in Clever, I will show you the next steps. So inside Clever, you go to your Great Minds in Sync. Then you go to your grade level. Let's stick with grade 3. Go to your module. That topic unfolds, and underneath nested is the lesson. So then we go in to the learn or practice, depending on what you want to assign to your students. And when you go into it, you click assign. Okay. And you can send this to your student. When you go and look at your assignments, you can see what you sent them. Oops, wrong one. What you will notice is if you don't teach them this next step, then they will just be able to look at it on their screen, but the work will not get back to you. It will just be marked as done. Okay, so this is the report you get when students get that work. So what you want to do is you teach them that when they get this assignment, I'm going to go back to where I was. It starts me over. When they get this assignment, they have to do a couple steps. Okay. What that means is it will pop up for them in their to-do list, and they will click it open, and it will look like this. So what they will have to do is to download it, and it will save somewhere on their computer, usually in their downloads. So I'll let mine go to my downloads so we can find it. All right. Once they open it, it is still an editable PDF. So they can type their answers in. Okay. 1, 2, 3. So there are 5 flowers. So we have 4 groups with 5 flowers. So it's 20. And there are 20 flowers altogether. So when I'm done with my assignment, I would have to re-download it. Maybe put my initials in the front so I don't lose it. Then I would have to go to my classroom, go to my assignment, and upload. I'm switching to a student view. So they would go to their assignment in classwork that you assigned. They would click View Assignment, Add or Create, File, Upload, Browse, Downloads, and then upload that to you. It's a lot of steps. If you're in the older grades, it may work for you, but that would give you what they have from Great Minds directly. The third option is to do a lot of the heavy lift in the prep for your students. So if we went to the same assignment, I would still download it for myself. And I would also open up Jamboard. And I would create a new Jamboard. Let me go to my work account. And I would move myself so I can create a new Jamboard. Then I would, on my Mac, I'm going to take a screenshot. So if you are going to do this, you may want to do this work from a Chromebook just because the command keys are faster than using the snipping tool. But so I'm going to make a screenshot. So let's do this one. I'll delete my answers. So this is the work I want students to be able to access. So I'm going to Command-Shift-4, take my screenshot. Then I'm going to go to my Jamboard, add an image from my device, and my screenshots go to my desktop. So I add in that screenshot. Okay. And I'm going to make this full size because remember, their Chromebooks are tiny. So if we have something tiny on the page, they have no shot of seeing it. Okay. If your students will need it, you can add in text boxes for them, or you can teach them that they can add in the text boxes, or they can use the pen feature. So there are 4 groups. There's 2 different ways you can send this out to your students. You can share this and get your link. So you want to make it so that it's available to students. Hit copy link, and then we go back to our classroom, back to the classwork, create a new assignment. Lesson 3, give them instructions, and instead of adding from your Google Drive, you add from the link, and you make a copy for each student. That's one option. The other option would be to make one of these frames for each student. So you can click here and continue to hit, you can select both and continue to duplicate until you get the right number and assign students a specific slide. And then instead of making a copy for each student, you make it so each student can edit the same file. Those are your options. The first one we talked about was using Embarc and taking those slides and making them editable for students. The next option was to assign from Great Minds and teach our students how to download, type in their answers, and then upload to Google Classroom or share it with you. The third option is the most work for the teacher, the least work for the student, is to create a Jamboard by screenshotting the work from Eureka and putting it into the Jamboard so students can respond on there. Hopefully this lets you choose the option that works best for you and your students. Let me know if you need anything.